Hello everyone, it is April and today we are going to do my September TBR. Now, we've been doing this everyday August thing for a while. It's coming to a close. Let me know in the comments below how you have enjoyed it. I can't even believe I'm thinking about September because I've been so immersed in everyday August and so much has been going on. In any case, it's time to think about September. I will say, gonna take a little time. I will say that. You still got a couple of videos coming from me coming up. Obviously, August isn't over, but just thinking about September, I'm gonna take a little breaky break because I'm exhausted. If you can understand, just a couple of weeks to just maybe read some good books. Oh, Barry and I are going to Quebec City. Yes, we are, if things aren't shut down because of COVID. We'll see. We're going, hopefully, we'll be going very safely. We're both fully vaccinated, yada, yada. All that to say, gonna take a little breaky break in September. Now, let's talk about the books that I want to read in September. Of course, the cup is back, even though my books are everywhere. I only have one bookcase up at the moment. Everything else is in boxes and needs to be built, which is going to take some time because trying to even bring up the boxes to this room has been painful, and I have a bruise to show it, okay, to prove that. Before the actual cup comes into play, I do want to share with you the book club pick for September for my Patreon book club. If you don't know, I've got a little book club over on Patreon, and the theme for September was like academic thrillers. That just sounds good to me. And they chose The Broken Girls by Simone St. James. And I'm honestly so happy because this has been on so many TBRs. So many TBRs. So it's finally like, I gotta do this. I've got to sit down and read this. So this takes place in two time periods, the 1950s and 2014, both in Vermont. We've got a group of girls in the 1950s who are all sent to this school called Idlewild Hall. Now, girls who are troublemakers, basically usually this means girls who speak their minds, or maybe like have depression, like have mental health issues, they end up being, tucked away where they're not going to be troublemakers so much to society. So we follow a group of girls going to this school, and one of the girls disappears. Now we also follow a journalist named Fiona, and she is really obsessed, naturally so and understandably so, with her sister's death. Her sister was older, and 20 years ago, her body was found dumped in the overgrown fields near the ruins of Idlewild Hall. And her boyfriend, the sister's boyfriend at the time, was convicted of the murder. She just feels like that doesn't add up. And she starts looking into Idlewild Hall and the mysteries, I think the many mysteries of the past. So if you want to read this with us, you are more than welcome to. The link to my Patreon is always in the description box below. Shall we begin? We've got to pick out 4 prompts, and then I've got to run around. This is going to be this is going to be a very hard month because books are in piles everywhere. Oh my God, dear God. 2 things came out, but this is what I picked. Okay, this is blurbed. So I have to go around and find books that were blurbed by some of my favorite authors, and then I'll come back to you with some potentials that I could read in September. Right. It's exhausting. Okay, so I've got 2 potentials for blurbed. The first is The Upstairs Room by Kate Murray Brown. This was blurbed by Joanna Cannon, who wrote The Trouble with Ghosts and Sheep, which I loved. She said, an incredible read, clever, chilling, I couldn't put it down. This is about a couple who buy a home they cannot afford. And they move in and think that they're going to love it and quickly realize this was a mistake. The house is creepy. There is the name Emily written hundreds of times on the walls in the upstairs room, where I think they have a person who lives there, like they've rented out in some way. And Eleanor is the matriarch of the family, and she is more and more obsessed with this house and its history, and she wants to find out who lived there before and get to the bottom of it. It sounds really good. It might be a ghost story, it might not, but I think it has ghosty vibes. So yes. The other book that I could read for this is The Nesting, and I've got a little blurb here from Alice Feeney, who you guys know I love so much, and she said, best read with the lights on. Yes, please. The Nesting is about a young woman who decides to go and stay with a man who is an architect, I think, and his 2 young daughters. And he lives in the Norwegian forest. This home is gorgeous. Lexi, our main character, thinks like, I have totally lucked out with this job. It is so stunning here. I love the kids. But the family has a history and the place has a past, and she starts seeing things and hearing things that don't make a lot of sense. It just sounds creepy in the most wonderful way. So I could read that. All right, it's time to pick another prompt from the cup. We're gonna go over here. Oh, sorry if you can hear Barry coming back from the store or something in the background. Ooh, a foiled cover. So that means it has to have like a gold or silver foiling. Do I have anything so far? No, let's go and look around. Okay, I have come back to you with 2 options. Both have gold foiling. The first is like stunning. Okay, the first is Mrs. England by Stacey Halls. It says, there's no such thing as a perfect family. Ooh, okay, so this is another kind of governess story. We follow a woman named Ruby. Now, she is a nurse. We are in 1904 in West Yorkshire. And she goes to take care of the children of the Englands, Mr. and Mrs. England. I don't know if the kids are ill or if that's just her job is just to be a nanny. In any case, she gets there and, you know, the home is lovely. She's very happy with the kids. But there's something off about Mrs. England herself. She's very detached from the children. She's detached from everyone, maybe even reality. And she starts to kind of wonder about what's going on with Mrs. England. And then Ruby herself has some of her own demons from her past that she does not want to repeat the history of her past at this new home with the Englands. And I love Stacey Halls so much. And look at that. Yes. Beautiful foiling. The other one is a book that is coming out at the end of September. And I was so lucky to get it a little early. This is Cloud Cuckoo Land. Look at that. This is a strange one for Anthony Doerr. I had only read All the Light We Cannot See by him, which was strictly World War II. This is like 3 time periods. We've got 2 people living on either side of the wall in 1453 during the siege of Constantinople. Then we've got a present day teenager who I think is at a library as it's being attacked. And then we go into the future and meet Constance, who is on an interstellar ship bound for an exoplanet. I love him and I am so excited to read this. So I would be very happy to pick that one up. Let us pick another prompt from the cup. This one. Classic. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see. Okay, so I think I mentioned in a video recently where I was talking about the goals that I had for 2021 and how I'm going to reach them, and reading classics is one of them. In August, I've been reading The Woman in White, so I'm getting there. Now I'm on hold at the library to listen to Roots. So I'm hoping that that will come in September. That is the one that I'm thinking of doing for classic. And then I would have read 6 classics this year, which is pretty fantastic. Okay, I'm very proud of myself if that occurs. So Roots, fingers crossed it comes in. Okay, the last prompt is, oh God, that's terrifying, big book. I do actually have a couple of big books right here. So maybe we'll keep this small. Let's see if I should add something. Roots is a big book. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get my thoughts in order and come back to you. You know, I'm gonna keep this little book pile small. For big book, if Roots comes in through the library, that is enormous. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't even know. I don't know if it's 1,000 pages, but it's quite large. And then Cloud Cuckoo Land is over 600 pages. So I think I'm going to keep it at that. And I'll show you what we've got. We've got Cloud Cuckoo Land. We've got Mrs. England. We've got The Nesting. And then we've got 2 more. Lots of creepy ones. The Upstairs Room. And then The Broken Girls. And I think that's a great stack for September. It is smaller than usual, but I really want to read all these books. So I have a feeling like this is going to be a lovely reading month. Let me know in the comments below what you are reading in September. Do you have any plans? Are you someone who makes a TBR list? Are you someone who just goes to your shelves or goes to the library and chooses, like, how do you pick what you will be reading going forward? I'd love to know, and I will chat with you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.